Hey everyone, it's Mr. Mansager here. So, we've got our maze, we've got our character Blocky, and we've gotten Blocky to be able to move around the maze. There's only one thing left we need to do, a problem we need to address, and that is Blocky doesn't have to stay in the walls of the maze. Blocky can basically move around wherever he wants to go. And that's a problem because if we're going to have a maze game, he's going to have to try to follow the maze. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we can get Blocky to stay within the walls of the maze. So before we get started, there's a few things you need to make sure. First is we need to make sure that Blocky isn't starting already in a wall of the maze. So we need to set his starting position. And the way we can do that is just put Blocky where you want to start him, and then go into your motion category and find the block that says go to X and Y. Now wherever I put Blocky, you notice it's going to change those values. So you don't even have to change the values to anything. By putting him in the correct place, they're already set for you. You just need to put that on top of the forever loop. We put it in the forever loop, he's always going to be there. We don't want that. We just want him to start there. The next thing you need to make sure of is that your character, your sprite, can fit between the walls of the maze. If your character is too big and is always touching a wall, we're going to run into problems. So if you need to adjust the size of your character, you can do that with these two buttons here. You have a grow and a shrink. So probably your sprite is too big. So I'm going to click the shrink button, and then you just bring that over and you just click on your sprite. And each time you click it, each time it will get smaller and smaller. Also, if you do the grow one and you click on it, each time you click it, it'll get bigger and bigger. So I'm going to make Blocky just the right size so that he fits between the walls. Okay, so to make sure that Blocky stays in the walls, we need to program him to sense whether or not he's touching a wall. Now, what do the walls all have in common? Well, they're all the same color. It's all the color black. So, in our sensing category, we're going to look for a block that says touching color with a question mark. And what this is a condition. And it's going to check for this condition. And so what we want to do is drag this block out, click on the color, and set that to the color of the walls of the maze. So I bring my little cursor out, and notice when I hover over a color, the color changes in the block. And I'm going to hover over that black and click on it. And now I've set the color of this condition to the walls of the maze. The next thing I need to do is pull out a block, an if-then block. So if it's doing something, then do something. Or if a condition is met, then do something. So if I pull that block out, and I'm going to drop this condition in here, then if I'm touching this color, then what am I going to do? Well, if I don't want Blocky to go through the wall, then I'm going to reverse whatever direction he was just trying to go. So I need to do that for each direction. So I'm going to take this block, and I'm first going to start with the up direction. So I'm going to let him try and move, and I'm going to let him try and move up, and then it's going to check, and it's going to say, if you're moving up and you're touching this color, well, I'm going to send you back. So when I moved up, I changed the Y by 3. I'm going to now go to my motion, and I'm going to do the opposite of that. So whatever he tried to do, I'm going to make him go and do the opposite again. So I'm going to go to change Y, drop that in there, and I'm going to do the opposite. So he's going to go -3. So in this little conditional statement here, I pressed the up arrow, he went up 3. It said, is it touching a color? If not, great, keep going. If it is, oops, sorry, you got to go back again. And that's going to happen each time I try to go through a wall going up. Now I'm going to copy this block. I'm going to control click on it, duplicate it, and I'm going to do the same thing for when he tries to go down. Except this time going down, you change the y by -3. So to do the opposite of that, I'm going to change it to +3. So now, tries to go down, it checks to see if it's touching. If it isn't, great, keep going. If it is touching, oh, I'm going to send you back, and that's going to keep happening. All right, let me duplicate it again, put it down here. Now the only thing I have to change is this time he's trying to go to the right. I don't want him to send him back by going down or up. So I need to put in a change x here. So going to the right, he's going 3. To go backwards, it's going to go -3. All right, and one last time, duplicate, put it down here. And this time he's going -3. I need to do the opposite, +3. All right, so let's see if this works. I'm going to just put Blocky anywhere. Right now he's touching a wall. When I click this top one, it's going to send him back to the top. And now, when he moves, notice when I get to a wall, Blocky cannot go through the walls. And that's exactly what I want. Now Blocky has to follow the rules and follow the maze. And now I can start creating a really cool maze game. Bye!